When Lu Jinian heard Qiao Anhao's words, he abruptly spent a lot of energy to suppress the agony in his heart. He kept a poised expression as he called out to Xiao Jiamu, Jiamu. Xiao Jiamu stared at Lu Jinian's eyes with a hint of reliance, as though being comatose for so long had absolutely no effect on the only brotherly love he had in the world. He spent a lot of strength to make the single sound, bro. Xiao Jiamu, who just woke up, had used up his strength. Lu Jinian was very silent, and so in the hospital room, only Qiao Anhao chattered on. However, her words were mostly for Xiao Jiamu. She spoke of everything that had happened these past few months whilst Xiao Jiamu was unconscious. She also talked about what happened during his car accident. To Qiao Anhao, he was a very important friend in this world, who had a new chance at life. It was truly a joyous and exhilarating occasion. Sometimes, some things are unromantic, but when you learn that there is something between the people, you can't help but overthink things. So, in Lu Jinian's eyes, Qiao Anhao's joy and excitement had a different meaning. Her simple call Brother Jiama left him especially rolling with jealousy. Qiao Anhao said, "Brother Jiamu, you have to get better soon. I'll be releasing a new drama soon. You once said that if I made it on TV, you'd be my very first loyal viewer." After those words, Lu Jinian finally couldn't take it anymore and said, "I'm going to the restroom." He walked out of the hospital room. Tonight, after seeing them chat, he finally knew that there were many promises between them. Even though Xiao Jiamu's reactions were a little late, but when Qiao Anhao mentioned a TV drama, the emotions in his eyes began to shift. The two words Song Xiangshai jumped into mind, and an unspeakable anger broiled in his chest. As it was the first time Xiao Jiamu had woken up after a long coma, his body was very weak, and so not long after, his energy ran out. He slowly shut his eyes and fell into a deep sleep. Qiao Anhao pulled the covers over him, then turned to order the nurse to take good care of him. Only then did she grab her bag and walk out of the hospital room. When Lu Jinian left the room, he never went back in. He stood in the corridor and stared through the glass window at Qiao Anhao by Xiao Jiamu's bedside jabbering on. Even though he didn't know what she said, envy crept into his heart. So much so that even the thought of him taking Xiao Jiamu's place in the car accident and becoming a vegetable crossed his mind. Xiao Jiamu fell asleep, and Lu Jinian watched as Qiao Anhao attentively pulled the covers over him. Finally, he turned away and left. Qiao Anhao walked out of the hospital room and saw no sign of Lu Jinian in the empty corridor, so she grabbed her phone and dialed his number. Nobody picked up, so she went to ask the nurse to find a male nurse to go into the restrooms to look for him. Once she that he wasn't in there, she walked downstairs. She walked out of the inpatient department but still couldn't see Lu Jinian, and so she pulled out her phone again. This time, when she called his number, she heard it ringing not too far away.